Yeah, man, it's your boy Young Philly here. So we all know that the UFC has been trashed lately. Ever since they went public with the IPO, the TKO IPO, the fights have been shit. And I made a video about Ronda Rousey explaining why, and it made a lot of sense to me. It's essentially because when they went public, then they had an obligation for shareholders to make as much money as possible, so they wouldn't put on the best cards anymore. And now, again, I didn't expect this, but Ronda Rousey has been spitting facts lately and just exposing the UFC and really coming with some good perspective on the whole fighter pay issue. And I'm gonna play this video, stop it here and there to break it down. If you don't want a breakdown, don't watch this video. I'm gonna break it down and give my opinions. So we're gonna play this, stop it here or there. Just listen to what she has to say here.
Out putting on the best fights possible anymore. Dana isn't the owner, and he isn't calling the shots, and he isn't running things that.
Dana isn't the owner anymore. He's just a figurehead, and we all know this. Like, he doesn't call the shots. There's some of them in the background running the whole thing, which is why it's so greedy.
The way that he wants, because he's an employee of the company. It was a big mistake of theirs to not let him just run things the way that he always has. Oh, he knows the White House card sucks. Like,
it does. I mean, it's not terrible, but we were expecting like Ilya versus Makachev. We were expecting like Pereira versus Aspinall. We were expecting like these huge title fight after title fight, banger after banger. What did we get? We got Diego Lopez against Steve Garcia, and Bo Nickel against Cole Dawkins.
He knows that they were pushing this for over a year, and it fell extremely short of expectations. I mean, he was so upset about it. He was talking about a fight falling out the day before.
Exactly, like they were talking about the fights falling out the day before, and then Ilya is like he got called on like Wednesday, and Gaethje got called on Thursday or something, and O'Malley didn't know about the fight until like 3 days before. It's like, so they were essentially just scrambling to put together a card in the last week. Like, what's going on with that?
You know, it's I can guarantee you he's not happy with it either. It used to be that UFC was the best place that you could come in combat sports to make a living and be paid fairly, and now it's no longer. It's one of the worst places to go.
Which is also crazy. What is crazy is that in 2010, 16 years ago, entry-level fighters, were making more money than entry-level fighters do in 2026, even though the company is worth like 100 times more than it was back then. And that's because the fighters were allowed to have sponsors. And if you don't know, some of the guys were getting hundreds of thousands of dollars in sponsorships every fight to fight. Even the entry-level guys were getting tens of thousands of dollars. They were getting like 3 or 4 times in sponsorship money what they're getting in pay now. Which is just like, how can you go down in pay when the company goes up in value?
It's why so many of their top athletes are leaving to go and find pay elsewhere. It's why their champions like Valentina are selling pictures of their titties on OnlyFans.
Damn!
You know, like these.
And all the heavyweights as well are just leaving. Aspinall doesn't want to be there. Jones doesn't want to be there. And Ngannou left. Like, what's going on?
People are, a lot of them at the ground level, they can't support their families. They're living poverty level, fighting full time. This company just got $7.7 billion. There's no reason that they can't afford to pay their athletes at least a living wage.
I'm happy I'm out of that. That's all what I can say.
Thank you.
And Ngannou, like, you can, like, people are shitting on him for fighting Philippe Lins on the UFC, on the Netflix card. I guarantee you, he's making more from this fight than he's done his entire career in the UFC. And that's just facts. Like, just in the past few days, John Jones said he was negotiating with the White House card. Dana says it's false. Dana says Topuria vs. Makhachev wasn't the fight that fell out. Topuria says it was, and Islam got injured. Like, they're just lying and scrambling, and man, they can't do anything right lately. They're too greedy, and what's gonna end up happening with this sport, just like with me, I quit MMA because I was like, am I gonna dedicate my whole life to this just to make $10,000? Like, what's the point? Like, there's no... I can make more money with my education. I mean, with my education, I'll make like $70,000-$80,000 my first year, which is more than UFC, way more than UFC fighters make. And that's my first year. And I'm getting no brain damage. I have stable income. Like, what's the point of becoming a UFC fighter? You're not getting anything out of it. Like, maybe 10 guys can make a living. Like, out of, let's say, 500 guys on the roster, like, 50 of them at most can make a living out of this. It's just crazy. And out of those 50, like, maybe 10, 15 can, like, live off that money for the rest of their lives. It's just not worth it to become a UFC fighter.